What's up, guys? 2018 Topps Chrome 6-boxer number 13 from eBay. Avery, I did not know that. I thought he was still leading, that being Mookie Betts. If you could check into that and let me know, that would be very interesting to know. B. Cheryl, let me put something in reference for you. $500 a month to them is nothing, but $500 a month to myself is a mortgage, actually. So JD, actually, he could get the Triple Crown, I guess. I didn't think he was that close. So, what you're saying is Mookie needs to go over for the next few games just so JD can get the Triple Crown. Oh, $500 to me is quite a bit. That's 2 car payments. That's a car payment for Molly and a car payment for my truck. That's a lot of money. Pretty much, Craig's. Yeah, like this house we are hopefully getting ready to purchase is the mortgage payment is going to be what, $515, babe? Something like that. Huh? Who cares? Well, now that you say that, Avery, I would say, yeah, why not? He probably should get MVP then. I thought Mookie was still way above him. In Ohio, B. Cheryl, Bowling Green. It's an hour, half hour south of Toledo and about 2 hours north of Columbus. Yeah, Craig, pretty much. I think the taxes on there are like $1,200 a year. Let's go Buckeyes. Ginger, I'll see if I can post something. I've had tons of Otanis so far. Avery, at the beginning of the season, I had Benintendi and Betts, but I traded Benintendi away and ended up flipping him, so I'm pretty happy with it. What is the cost of $1,700? Yeah, that's quite a bit. That is $1,700 will get you a hell of a place here in Ohio. That's for sure. That is for darn sure. Hell, you could probably get a $300,000 to $400,000 house for $1,700 a month mortgage. Ooh, that's rough. $8,000 in taxes, dang. That's brutal. Shannon. I wish I would have tried to get JD early in the year when he was kind of struggling a little bit, because he's definitely having a hell of a year. Sounds like you all need to move to Ohio, where the cost of living is so much lower. What is your guys' minimum wage, if any of you guys know? New Jersey, Connecticut, any of you guys, Washington, any of you guys know? The minimum wage here is like $8.15 an hour. 15, yeah. See, the cost of living is so much different because, like, here we literally live in the middle of cornfields and bean fields surrounding us. So it's not like there's a whole lot of value. But if you like the country. Francisco Mejia, Mike Trout. I think minimum wages are silly, personally. Andrew Stevenson, Chance Sisco, Rafael Devers, Boost. Garrett Cooper. Eric Thames. Scott Kingery. Hanley. Jacob Faria. See, 860 an hour. That seems low for how high. Avery, that's a pretty good keepers, to be honest with you. I mean, hitters are different. You can pick up hitters who get hot and cold, no problem. But pitchers, yeah, that's a good choice. Cheryl Gass here is what, 260, 270, I think. Chance Cisco. But I just filled up my truck for $70 on Thursday. Yesterday. Ugh. Matt Olson. I'll see if I can pull one, Shannon. Hopefully. Anthony Banda. Miguel Andujar. Franklin Beretta. I love my truck, but dang, I need to get a diesel because $70 a week is ridiculous. Trevor Bauer. When I remember it was about when I was in high school, like 4 or 5 years ago, when gas was like $4, it took me like $100 to fill my truck up, and that was just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Be sure I usually fill up once a week, about anywhere from 50 to 70, which is the highest it's been for a while. Avery, I usually do pretty well. I haven't won. I've usually gotten like second or third in the last few fantasy leagues I've done. Freddie Freeman. AJ Minter. Reese Hoskins. Harrison Bader. Ahmed Rosario. Andrew Stevenson. You might need a few red Hoskins, Shannon. Ian Happ. Do you drive a lot? I assume you do drive a lot for work. Dominic Smith. Ahmed Rosario. Yeah, I wish trucks got better gas mileage, honestly. I don't know why they get so bad at gas mileage. J.P. Crawford. German Marquez. My truck gets 15, I think. Lyric, I do not know that. I have not seen one yet, so they must be. 16.8 is pretty good. Mine, I'm not driving too far. That's why I don't get the greatest of gas mileage. Jackson Stevens, Tyler Mahle, Aaron Judge. But you would think for what you spend in them, they should get you so much better gas mileage. Tyler Wade. Tiago Vieira. None yet, Ginger. It sucks. My dad just bought a 2018 6.0 Silverado 2500, and he gets 12 miles to the gallon. That is ridiculous. Victor Arano, Scott Kingery. You're fine, Ginger. Feel free to chat. Yoan Moncada to 50. First number card of this break. Yeah, and he got it to pull their brand new camper, but I told him, I was like, you should just get a year or two older Duramax, because you're gonna get like probably 10 miles to the gallon better. But no, he's got to get the nice new stuff. Paul Blackburn, Dominic Smith, Parker Bridwell, Greg Allen, AJ Minter. Avery, are you going nice and heavy on fantasy football teams this year? Acuna, Luis Castillo. 4, my Boston Red Sox, Andrew Benintendi to 150. 2. I'm doing 2 through work, 1 with a friend, and 1 through Scott. So I got 4, and I might get in another one just for fun. Joe Jimenez, Roman Quinn. What's up? Who's he for and what position? Giovanni Gallegos for the Yankees. Them good old Stankies. Ozzie Albies. Garrett Cooper. Fantasy football, I think, is one of the easier ones to actually do really well in. But yeah, I mean, I always find that in the playoffs, like, one year I would have won the championship if Marcus Mariota didn't get hurt, missed the entire second half. Whenever I get to the championship, it's always injuries that get me, and I lose by a couple points, honestly. Roman Quinn, that's right. I remember hearing that name. Is he for sure their full-time center fielder now, Shannon? I like it, B. Cheryl. That's a good point. Stick it to him, huh? I've never had that quite of a swing, but 20 teams, that's crazy. I was in a 16-teamer, and I am in one this year, and if you don't get, like, a great draft, like, I've noticed that you just do so bad because there's nobody you can pick up off waivers. You know, trading block, you gotta really trade somebody big to get anything. Avery, that's just bad luck, man. That's terrible luck. Shannon, you have piqued my interest. I might have to go swing that. Yeah, no kidding, B. Cheryl. I mean, 20-team league. I didn't even know they went that high. I thought 16 was about the max, but 20. That's crazy. Shannon, see, the only problem is that my outfield in the one I paid for, my paid lineups, is I have too many good players that I can't even play them all, really. I have to sit one outfielder every day. I got Mookie Betts, Eddie Rosario, Kyle Schwarber, and Nelson Cruz, which sucks. Yeah, getting Bell and Gurley, that's huge. B. Cheryl, honestly, it's all about who gets hot at the right time. If you can catch in the playoffs, you can catch like a hot streak from half your team, you're good. Hoskins. Didi. Yeah, it takes a lot of luck, especially in baseball. Harrison Bader. Baseball is one of those things where like you can't even predict it. Michael Conforto to 299. With football, at least you can get a good guess of sheer volume. Like, I mean, one game he could go 0 for 4, and one game you could go 4 for 4. It's just whether or not you get lucky, honestly. Yeah, I mean, You honestly, like, you cannot predict a single thing once the playoffs start. Jake Lamb. It is Shannon, but it's not when you have Eugenio Suarez, Justin Turner, and Maikel Franco all killing it right now. And you got to find a spot for some of them, too. Michael Conforto. Dylan Peters. Benintendi. Ryan McMahon. Troy Scribner. Daniel Murphy. Tyler Mahle. Manny Machado. Tyler Wade. Jackson Stevens. Gary Sanchez. Yeah. The thing with baseball is, man, there'll be times where guys will go like 4 or 5 good starts, and then you're like, all right, cool, I'll pick him up and I'll start him, and then they'll get shelled for 12 runs in 1 inning, and your ERA skyrockets if you do categories. Chris Bryant instead of points. Nick Williams, Victor Arano, Goldie. Rafael Devers. Anthony Rendon. Like, I picked up Tyler Anderson, and he gave me about 2 good starts, and now he's been getting shelled. Been getting shelled the last month. But Lucas Sims. I don't even want to show you that. Shohei Ohtani. Or Kevin Gibson, I think, from Minnesota. Keith Gibson, maybe, something like that. He did so well, and I picked him up, and he did good for like 3 more weeks, and then he just got shelled. Dustin Fowler, Devers, Adrian Beltre, Nicky Delmonico, Elvis Andrews. Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, that's right. Another Ohtani. He's sucking, and I don't want to drop him because he still only has like a 4 ERA, which really isn't that high considering his spot in the rotation. Zach Granite, Corey Seager, but he's killing me. Eric Fetty, Kiri Maya for the Reds. Luis Gahara. He is B. Sherrill, but the only thing I will say is that he's going to have to make half of his starts in Colorado, which nobody pitches well in. So, Rafael Devers. Another Ohtani. B. Sherrill, let me... one thing that I really hate about fantasy baseball is if you don't get one of those top 5 catchers, Buster Posey, Real Muto, Grandal, I'll throw Gaddis out there, Alcantara, Jose Quintana, Wilson Ramos. Like, the rest of the catchers are just trash. Like that. Like, there's like 6 catchers up here. The other catchers are down here in the dumpster. Like, they're a hot dumpster mess. Jack Flaherty, Clint Frazier, Bradley Zimmer. And that sucks because, like, if you draft, like, later in the round, everybody in front of you could draft a catcher and you are screwed. J.D. Davis. Harrison Bader. Which, it blows my mind that there can be 6 good catchers in all of baseball. And that is it. Sang, Brandon Woodruff, Chris Taylor. Craig, I mean, I said earlier, I have, I think, 6 fantasy teams, 6 fantasy season-long teams for baseball. And at the beginning of the year, I was like, no, I'll stay with them this time. I'll stick it out. After like 2 weeks, like, I only do one now. I just let the other ones go because I don't really care about them anymore. But, like, it takes so much time to sit there and just scroll through every single one to set your lineups every day. And I'm in another one where it's one with a couple of friends I'm friends with. And the commissioner made it where you set it at Monday and the lineup doesn't change for the whole week until that next Monday. And it sucks because, like, there for a while, like, it would be Tuesday and I would have like 3 guys go on the DL and miss time and I wouldn't even be able to change it. And so I would get dominated, and so I just stopped paying attention to it because I hate the format of it. But at least it was free. I'm only in one paid one, and I think I'm actually gonna make the playoffs. So woohoo! Somebody's gonna be very happy. And Craig's cards, it's not even fun. Like, one week, I tried to fix and drop some of the pitchers in my league and on my team that I had, but the way it was set up was I had to wait an entire another week before they would be put on my team. So I was like, why even bother picking people up? Because you have to get them a week ahead of time in order for them to even really factor in. And who knows, by that time, they could be sucking. So, and then you just wasted your time in a roster spot, basically. B. Cheryl, you seem like a very swell guy. Nice poker face, thank you. Shannon, Lyric, let me ask you guys a question. If you've got the top pick in fantasy football, who are you taking? Gurley, Bell, or even David Johnson? Hey, I feel you, B. Cheryl. It's AP. Did you see he thinks he's gonna have a great year this year? That was so funny. Sang. Victor Robles. Reese Hoskins. Willie Calhoun. Fournette. Gurley. Fournette, I think actually is going to probably be like a top 3 back this year, I think. Yohan Moncada. Who got the Phillies? J.P. Crawford to 25. Not a Hoskins, but Crawford will help pay off, huh? I went with Gurley, but I think Bell's going to have a better year. I usually try and do the daily ones through Shannon. Yeah, hey. Mookie Betts. I usually try to do the DraftKings ones, but again, those take some serious time to sit there. And if you want to actually play for some serious money, Bradley Zimmer, like Scott, like he spends so much time planning his lineups. Dylan Peters. And I guess it's different from football. Didi Gregorius. Because you can at least, like, you got a whole week to plan, but fantasy baseball, it's hard to do every day. Tyler Mahle, Ahmed Rosario. Pony Track. Francisco Lindor to 99. Are you a big horse racing fan, Cheryl? Shannon, I went with Gurley as well, but I think there is a possibility of regression, serious regression. You go 5 times a week in Washington. Tyler Wade, Jackson Stevens, Sean Newcomb. One of my buddies that we used to live next to actually has his own horse racing show. He used to race, I think he still does. Victor Reno, Hunter Renfroe. He does a lot of bets and stuff. He wins pretty good money. But Nick Williams, Odubel Herrera. I was gonna say five times a week. That's addiction. No. Ahmed Rosario. Parker Bridwell. Case hit. Victor Robles. Who in here got the Nationals? I think a lot of people are sleeping on David Johnson, in my personal opinion. I think he's going to have a great year. You hate the Nationals? Troy Scribner. No Syndergaard. Cheryl, I don't understand how they can have so much talent and be so dreadful. So dreadful in the playoffs. And something they don't even make them. Lucas Sims, Ryan McMahon, Cody Bellinger. Yeah, those cards are pretty sweet. I wonder where that relic comes from. What it's from. Rafael Devers. Steven Strasburg. Nicky Delmonico. Dustin Fowler. Manny Machado. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, they've had so much talent. I don't understand how they could not win one playoff series. Zach Granite. Miguel Gomez. And now, after this year, they're going to lose Harper. They're going to lose Harper. They just lost Daniel Murphy. I mean, they're going to be dropping like flies. Max Scherzer is going to leave eventually. Eric Fetty. Ohtani. Steven Strasburg has been... I'll just say it. He's had a pretty shitty career so far. I mean, just injuries-wise. I mean, when he's on the field, he's been pretty darn good. Carlos Correa, but he can't stay on the field. Aaron Judge. Anthony Banda. Did he just get traded, Mike? Is that for a fact? I heard he was on the rumor mill. Gary Sanchez. Interesting. Clint Frazier, Alcantara, Gary Sanchez. What did they get? Did they announce it? Jack Flaherty, Dylan Peters. I think the Nationals gave up too early. They're only 7 back in the wild card? That's not astronomical. I mean, they were a good team, but seems like they've pretty much given up on this here. Brandon Woodruff, J.D. Davis, Acuna. Mike, it means that they must not have given up anybody big if they're not naming it. So, how about the Brewers, though? Anybody think they can actually make it decently far in the playoffs this year? No, they're not in the playoffs, are they? Update. Are the Brewers going to make the playoffs? Yes or no? I do not know. Cheryl, I just pulled a blue Acuna auto last weekend, I think. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you if anybody does know the answer. Are there more Acuna auto colors in Jumbo or Hobby? Anybody knows the answer to that? Mike, are the Brewers in the playoff hunt? Lyric, is this your first time on this channel? I don't think I've never seen him before. Obviously, as I butchered the hell out of it the first time I read it, but... What is up, 12th fan? Jay Wood, Orange Jello. Is Rojo in here? What about you, Scoos? Are you in here? RT9? Cheryl, I wish I was, but sadly, I'm only on the weekends right now. I do Friday, Saturday night eBay breaks because Scott mostly does every day during the week. I wish I could do it every day, but yeah. Cheryl, yeah, I'm actually a millwright apprentice. So I'm a union worker. The local 1090 here in the good old Toledo. For the next 4 years, I'll be apprentice. Clint Frazier, Manny Machado. Yeah, it's cool until I have to work like 70 hours a week, and then it's no longer cool. J.D. Davis, Jack Flaherty, Austin Hayes. We get 2 pensions, man. We get 2 pensions. Sang, Brandon Woodruff, Justin Verlander. Yeah, it does pay really well. Rhys Hoskins, Kyle Seager. Jose Quintana to 99. Yeah, Ginger, I'm gonna do a recap here soon. We only got 2 boxes left, so we're coming close, and then we're gonna do some Origins. I assume everybody was waiting on the Origins. Cody Bellinger, yeah, Quintana. All the hype was there when he got traded, but not a whole lot of production coming back. Miguel Andujar, Chris Bryant. Paul DeJong. Rafael Devers, negative. This is a nice card. He's very good. Very good. Greg Bird. J.P. Crawford, Dominic Smith, Jose Ramirez. If J.D. Martinez and Mookie Betts weren't having such good years, Jose Ramirez would hands down get the MVP. Tyler Mahle, Nick Williams, Tyler Wade, Jackson Stevens, Byron Buxton. Talk about a disappointment in his career. Byron Buxton. Rafael Devers. Lyric, those negative refractors are pretty sweet. Dylan Peters. Charlie Blackmon. Troy Scribner. Lewis Brinson. Lucas Sims. Ryan McMahon. Linder. Rafael Devers. Alex Mejia. For the Cardinals. But, yeah, Cheryl, I like Baez, but I will say he's a very risky player. When it's going good, it's good, but when it's bad, I feel like it's got a snowball on him a little bit. Nicky Delmonico, Dustin Fowler, Anthony Banda, Victor Arano, Clint Frazier, Nick Williams, Willie Calhoun, Joey Gallo. He's not having that great of a year, is he? Trey Mancini, and he's went kind of under the radar bad year. Like nobody would have. Alex Mejia, another auto. 2 in a row. Nobody's really noticed it. He's kind of went quiet. Same thing with Chris Bryant, man. Chris Bryant, he's been what on the DL for like 2 months now. Alcantara. Alex Wood. It's a good trade. Cheryl, would you be talking about on eBay? I have no idea. I'd have to look, but I think they've been going from anywhere from 60 to 100 for the eBay case breaks, the 6 rosters. I don't know. Are there any on eBay right now, Cheryl? I haven't even looked. I don't even know what's on eBay right now. I think some Origins, maybe some Elements. Outside of that, I have no idea. $64 autos, that's... I mean, as long as you get your money back, it's not really a bad deal, is it? That's the way I look at it. Yeah, no kidding. Did you get any Acunas? Otherwise, you just spent $300 for Ozzie Albies refractors. It hasn't break yet. Yeah, $300. That's quite a pretty penny. Yeah, all it takes is one Acuna auto, and you're good. What's up, sci-fi guy? I have never heard of them, Cheryl. I'm a little appalled that you would go to someone else. Clayton Kershaw. That's not nasty breaks. Brett Gardner. Josh Bell. Better, Cheryl. Gotta see you every weekend. Francisco Mejia, Ozzie Albies. Schwarbaum, you're new to breaks? Let me tell you, we do it pretty well here. We take care of you guys. I feel like we're pretty respected. Scott's made a pretty good name of this place. Chance Cisco, Brandon Woodruff, Brew Crew. Mike, did you get the Brewers? Garrett Cooper, Andrew Stevenson, David Robertson. Cheryl, I will chat baseball with you all day if you stay in here and chat with me. Because let me tell you, usually Breakers is dead AF. Shohei Ohtani. Not usually it's the YouTube guys who talk to me. Scott's followings don't really associate with me. Not many of them stand here and chat. Cole Hamels. Hanley Ramirez. Sure, I'll chat any sport you want. Baseball, basketball, football. I'm good. I can keep a conversation going for all night. Sean Newcomb. Miguel Andujar. Reyes Maranta. Diamond Dave. We've got one box left, and then we are on to Origins. Sci-fi guy. I'm not a huge hockey guy. I'll be honest with you. Anthony Banda, Thomas Nito. The only reason I even watched, and I only watch it in person, is Carlos Correa for the fights. I think that's about everybody's reason. But I just heard Nick Castellanos to 50. That they're getting rid of the fighting in hockey. So it's kind of silly, you Canadian fellas up there north of the border. What's going on with that? That's whack, yo. AJ Minter. Donick Smith. Ahmed Rosario. Jacob deGrom. So sad he's going to die. His career is going to die in the Mets organization. Such a good pitcher. Paul Blackburn, Harrison Bader, Raisel Iglesias. Greg Allen, Gary Sanchez. Acuna, Parker Bridwell, Austin Hayes. Austin Hayes. Didi. Tyler O'Neill. Lucas Giolito. Sci-fi guy, can you update me? Why are they getting rid of fighting in hockey? Freddie Freeman. Tim Beckham. Rowdy Reed, Willie Calhoun. Max Fried, Felix Jorge. Richard Urena. They aren't? Alright, well, whoever I heard that from is a liar. I apologize. Maybe, are they getting rid of it in, like, the lower, like, we have the Toledo Mud Hens here. Maybe it was that they were talking about, getting rid of the fighting there. What is there, like a minor league hockey or something? Is that what it's called, Sci-Fi guy? Oh, anyway, I think that might have been what I was talking about then. And we have one that's literally like a half hour away that they're called the Toledo Walleye. We like to go to, but if they're going to get rid of fighting, yeah. Sci-Fi, actually, the university I went to, BGSU, is actually pretty prominent for their hockey players. I don't know if you know anybody. I don't know anybody off the top of my head, but they have a really good hockey program. Believe it or not, I actually used to play hockey when I was younger, but I'm a big lug and I just fall too much. And hockey stuff's so ridiculously expensive. $1,200 for some hockey gear? Come on now, that's expensive as hell. But now, whenever I skate, I have to use one of those little child things or the wall to hold myself up because I just fall on my face, so I don't ever go anymore. I'm so uncoordinated, it's unreal. $1989. I started playing tackle football probably 10 years ago. So it would have been what? 08, 09? Patrick, Dave, I'm trying, man. These Topps Chrome, they just take too long. Jake Lamb. Felix Jorge. Cody Allen to 299. He's having a pretty bad year. Arenado. Potential MVP. Miguel Gomez. Franklin Barreto. Brian Anderson. Nick Williams rookie auto. Victor Robles. Walker Buehler. Felix Jorge. Ryan McMahon. So Sci-Fi Guy, I heard that high school football isn't that prominent in Canada. Can you confirm? Paul DeYoung. Actually, Patrick, I wanted to do Origins first just to kind of get them out of the way because they're quicker. Rafael Devers, Lucas Sims, Ian Happ. But I was instructed to do otherwise. But Dustin Fowler, Rugnet Odor. Not even close. Yeah, that's crazy to me. So what do you guys play in the fall? Just soccer then? Zach Granite. Nicky Delmonico, Irvin Santana, Shohei Ohtani, Rafael Devers. Oh, this one goes in the wrong pile. Hockey. Eric Fetty, Rowdy Reed. So let me ask you, Sci-Fi Guy, how is the insurance up there free? How high are the taxes to cover that? Verdugo, Matt Olson. Furries, nice of you to stop in. I don't know, man. It's a 45-minute break no matter what. Thomas Nido, Richard Urena, Max Fried. And we've had to do two, so I can't really speed it up too much. Austin Hayes, Schwarbaum. Patrick, you tell me your team. I'll see if I can swing something. I'll whisper it good words. Tyler O'Neill. Corey Seager. Max Fried Green to 99. Anthony Santander for the O's to 150. Poor O's. 50 games back of my Red Sox. Patrick, I think the Broncos might have a pretty solid year this year. I really do. It is a pretty sweet. I like the orange and blue there. I'll see what I can do. You got a lot of David Johnson possible. No, you don't. I'm just kidding. Francisco Lindor. 15% more than the U.S. Wow. Gleyber Torres. Mookie Betts. Harrison Bader. Well, Patrick, as I've stated, I am a big Pats fan, and I hope the Broncos suck. But Masahiro Tanaka. I'm probably at like 20 to 25% George Springer. And I think this year I'm going to make like, I don't know, almost 50,000. Joe Jimenez. Luis Gahara, Max Fried, and that, guys, was the end of the break. Let's get a little recap. Nick Williams, rookie auto. Robles, rookie debut. Santander, Max Fried, Ohtani. Ooh, probably should show you guys. Cody Allen, Castellanos, Reyes Maranta, Ohtani, Brandon Woodruff, Alex Mejia. Rafael Devers. Jose Quintana. Dylan Peters. Shohei Ohtani. Miguel Gomez. Linder. J.P. Crawford for Shannon. Harrison Bader. Ohtani. Kirimeya. Ohtani. Michael Conforto. Giovanni Gallegos. Benintendi. What a beast. Mancada. Glad the Red Sox got rid of him. And Thiago Vieira. That was the break, guys. Stay tuned. We are going to do some Origins for you guys. I know that's what you guys have all been waiting for.